it's very easy to succumb yourself into their position and your identity becomes your team. I think the best way to remain stress-free is to separate yourself and have team leader, but also yourself as a human being, and don't lose that. And in order to do that, take your personal time. For me, it was meditating or working out or going down to the gym playing basketball on my own. And it was just something that I could do to remind myself I'm a person outside of team leader.
I think if you can find a way to appreciate your team, they can give you a lot of strength. If you can find ways to enjoy taking them out to McDonald's or just sitting on the porch chilling with them in a relaxed way that's not feeling like you're on, like you're working, that can really help you come to love and appreciate them, because your team is your number one asset. They're what's going to get you through the year, and they're what's going to do the work every day. And at the end, when you're walking across the stage, they're the group of people that are going to give you a high five and tell you that they're going to miss you.
This answer is going to be different for everyone, but for me, naturally it's very hard for me to reach out for help when I need it. But the times that I did, it helped to verbalize what I was going through, because talking it over with, especially with other TLs, and finding out that they're going through the same thing, it was just a weight lifted off my shoulders. So reaching out, even though it was something I wasn't used to.
I definitely utilized my fellow team leaders a lot, because I always knew that no matter what I was going through or what I was dealing with, I could call someone and they'd be dealing with the same thing. So that was really important to do that. I really recommend doing that. Don't forget that your other Team Green is out there. And my other way was just make sure you get alone time, because even if you don't think you need it, you need it. Definitely stress eating chocolate and drinking lots of coffee were a few ways that I managed the stress of being a team leader. And I think just for me, taking a break and kind of getting out into the community or like having some separation were also really good ways for me to kind of manage my stress and kind of like enjoy the benefits of the program and all the travel and everything that you're doing as well.
Well, like I said before, you can always contact your support system. A lot of support out there to reach out for. And then also, we just like to do fun things as a team. So if we'd have a stressful day at work, we'd go find something to do. We had one round that was really stressful, and so we'd go to the beach and go swim off our stress. Or shout out to Tina Ray. She took us to an apple orchard one time, and that was really fun. So we just do fun things together, and that helps take away a lot of the stress that we've had at work.
One thing this year was music. I definitely became like a music connoisseur, and like I would ask my friends, what's new music out, da 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 da, and so I would just download it and I would jam to it all day long, and it would like clear my mind. And also podcasts, they're great, helps you run away from reality a little bit. But I think one of the major things is Team Green. Like, you're gonna be annoyed in the beginning of Team Green, writing in the Team Green text. Then maybe the whole year you'll be annoyed, but that's okay. But sometimes it's just like someone will send the most random joke or the most ridiculous picture, and it'll make your day. And it's like Team Green has your back, even if they didn't realize that they did something good for you that day. So
naps,
Starbucks, Red Bull, and finding cats in the area, honestly. That's stress relievers.
Cartoons, watching a lot of cartoons, running, working out, meditating, not being around my core members.
I think talking to other team leaders and just kind of getting that support is one, but also make sure you're taking care of yourself, whatever that means. So for me personally, it was working out. I got really into running and I started running a lot, and during one of our rounds we had access to a gym that had a punching bag, which came in a lot of use for me when I was under a lot of stress. I'm just getting some of that frustration out in a semi-healthy way was very good. And then also writing is another outlet that I used, whether it was just journaling or writing letters to other people, poetry, writing letters that you then burn if they're, you don't actually need or want to send them. Just some form of writing was also another way to relieve stress for me.
In general, it was easy for me to kind of remove the stress by detaching myself physically and just mentally. I know it's difficult for a lot of people, but given my projects, we had a lot of space in our housing, and there were a lot of places you could go just to kind of physically get away from your team. And I think it makes all the difference if you can.
I'm definitely an extrovert, so what really helped me was processing the stress out loud. So I would either talk to some of my teammates if it wasn't anything that concerned them, obviously, or even just reaching out to other TLs. Definitely I called Fritz all the time, utilized Sam all the time too, but just taking some time to myself. I love to explore too, so where I was on Spike, just going and finding some local culture there to explore.
Relying on Team Green was a big help because we all had each other's backs. As they say here, we got your six, so that was a big help. Also, I had a car here, so I could go off campus anytime I wanted, and that was also nice because there's a lot of nice parks and stuff around the area. That's really nice if you just need to get away from everything, and you can just go over there. Like when you're a support team, we don't really have a team, so you can do that. But yeah, that's a good way to just get off campus once in a while. I think that helps too a lot to see outside.